This is the New York Football Radio Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to S&M Talk Sports. Here with us live, coming at ya, is one of your hosts, Michelle, and...
I'm Siobhan.
Yes, hence the S&M. So, after Super Bowl Sunday, we're here to talk about everything happening, coming from commercials and the final minutes of the play and just the whole game in general. So, let's start with the whole game in general, then we'll work our way to the play, and then let's go with the fun stuff and do the commercials. Siobhan, take it away.
Okay, so we'll go quarter by quarter. First quarter, no one scored. Patriots dominated in possessions. In the first 15 minutes, running 19 plays, where the Seahawks only ran 6. And Tom Brady passed the ball 7 times, but only gained 11 yards each pass. And it wasn't until the final pass to Jeremy Lane, where Jeremy Lane picked it up in the Seahawks end zone. And Lane also, during the quarter, suffered a significant broken arm when tackled by Edelman, which forced the Seahawks to bring in Brian Maxwell to replace him for the rest of the game. And ending the game basically 0-0. It wasn't really that exciting of a first quarter. I didn't think it was, and I was actually paying attention.
Yes, it did. It actually really went really quick.
Yeah, it did.
I was kind of bored too, but I think I was more bored towards the end, as weird as that sounds, because, at the end it was such a good game. Like, everybody, it was like kind of like almost a shootout. Like, Tom Brady scores, and then, the Seahawks continue to score, and then you think the Patriots are out, and then Tom Brady comes back. It was just a back and forth battle. But, you have to give credit to the Seahawks because with 20 seconds left in the halftime, Russell Wilson scored a touchdown.
Yeah, he did.
And I think that is going to be overlooked because that's incredibly, they didn't just settle for a field goal. They scored a touchdown, and I think that's going to be overlooked.
They tied up in the first half with that.
So that is definitely something to talk about. So final minutes of the game. Me and Siobhan and our roommate were all watching this game, and we thought, the Seahawks get the ball, and Russell Wilson passes it to, who was it? That guy, Matthews.
Lockett, right? No.
Was it Matthews? No, this is the pass that brought him to it was like 40-yard touchdown pass.
No, it was Matthews.
It was Matthews?
The mergers don't kill us if it wasn't.
Matthews.
No, I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, he hadn't even the sports commentators were saying that he didn't even have a catch this whole season, and yet he makes all these amazing catches and scores a touchdown in the Super Bowl, let alone. So he makes this incredible catch where the ball bounces from his leg to his arm, back to his other arm, off his other leg, and he finally never touches the ground, and he finally catches it, and it's a completed pass, and it was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. I was like, wow, it seems like just destiny that the Seahawks are going to win at this point.
Plus, they dominated the third quarter.
Yeah, they really
played
did.
so well. I don't know. I think by third quarter, everyone was like, okay, it's going to be the Seahawks who win it. I'm sure they were thinking about who the Seahawks MVP was. And then fourth quarter is just, even at that, Brady got them all, got the Patriots to get their ish together. But I don't know. It wasn't until the end where it's just everyone's just like, how did this happen? Like, what? And all I have to say is you had to pass the ball to Lynch. Lynch was right there. Lynch was like, hey, he was like, over here. The most he's ever talked in his life. Like, I'm here. Let's go.
Exactly, and that brings us to the final play where they're on the 1-yard line. But you know what I read actually? Marshawn Lynch has gotten the ball at the 1-yard line 4 or 5 different times, and he's only scored once on the 1-yard line when he's run the ball in. Very rarely did he ever score on the 1-yard line, which is really weird to think because he's such a brolic man and he's such a hard runner that you would think that he would score more and just cut through those defensive linemen. But
the pass that he made.
No, yeah. So
Wilson's
again,
pass,
Wilson's pass, yeah, that's another big thing. Siobhan?
It seemed like everyone was going, go with Lynch, 1-yard line. But instead, he passed it to Lockett, right? Was it Lockett? Isn't that his name?
I think it was.
And then, what was the other guy's name? Oh, Malcolm Butler. he obviously got in front of the ball, and that basically said it that the Patriots were going to win, and everyone was like, why would he pass it? But then when you're thinking about it, when you're the quarterback and you have all these people running after you, like, I feel like that was what he saw and what he went with. So he just, I mean, everyone's saying Lynch, but at that time he was probably like, okay, I see Lockett, we're going to go with this pass.
Yeah.
You know, because you have to make, like, I'm going to say like a 5-second, not even.
No,
But
yeah.
I don't know. And then we all saw the faces, the facial expressions.
Oh my God, Richard
everything.
Sherman's face is so funny.
He's a meme.
He's a meme.
But it was just, and the Patriots won. And then we got a fight out of it. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. But back to the final pass. You have to think also what Pete Carroll is saying. Like, obviously the Patriots are a smart defense, and Belichick is a very smart coach. So why don't you think that they would run it in on the 1 yard line? So I think the Seahawks got caught up in trying to outsmart the Patriots. So they go, oh, I'm going to throw a pass. They'll never see that coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which was a terrible, terrible decision. And also another bad decision was just throwing it into so many crowded people. And it wasn't like even in the end zone. It was like on the edge of the end zone. So why wouldn't you go for maybe a lobbed pass in the end zone where there was no people? Like, draw all your defenders one way, like he's done so many times before, and throw it off your foot into the opposite direction where you know that the guy is going to be less coverage, less time for an interception. And even so, Malcolm Butler's interception was like totally out of nowhere. I don't think anybody expected that. And fun fact, he was the cornerback or the safety. I think he's a cornerback. He was the cornerback that allowed that 30-yard, 40-yard pass that put them in field goal range. He was that cornerback that let that happen. So it was kind of like a redemption when you needed it most, that he
So it was good for him,
intercepted
bad
it.
for Wilson.
Definitely an awesome Super Bowl. I didn't like the outcome, but, you know, it was really fun to watch. Like I said, incredible, crazy ending. But moving on to the Super Bowl commercials. Siobhan, hit me with some losers.
I didn't like any of them except for the Budweiser commercial.
Even the Budweiser commercial was kind of
I thought it was cute because of the dog, but I didn't think the commercials were good at all this year. I was very disappointed.
Really?
Very disappointed. Yeah.
I was kind of disappointed too. They kind of went a route where they wanted to, like, tug on the heartstrings a bit.
Yeah.
Like the Nationwide commercial. Did you see that one? I don't know if that was in the middle of your commute coming home or when you were at work.
What was it about?
It was this kid, this little child. He was a little boy. He goes, I'm never going to get married. I'm never going to have my first kiss and get cooties.
No, I didn't see that one. I heard about that one.
He's like, I'm never going to do this. I'm never going to do that because I died. And everybody's kind of like, whoa, morbid. Like, nobody understood what it was. And it was like a Nationwide commercial. And they were like X amount of kids die from preventable accidents, like drowning in a tub or like.
Oh my God.
Yeah, or like getting hit by a car on a tricycle. You know, so it was really, really like, I don't know. Like, I didn't like it.
Did you see the Always commercial? It was all, I mean.
The girls.
The
I liked
feminist
that
one.
commercial.
I liked it, but it was like, come on. Like, this is the Super Bowl.
Yeah. But
Where's the funny
kudos,
stuff?
Think of it this way. Kudos to Always for presenting that message during the Super Bowl. If they really wanted that feminist message to come out, they put it out there when mostly men are watching the game.
Yeah, that's
Think
true.
about it. So if they really wanted their message to hit home, they did it well and they put it out there really well. Budweiser commercial, that was pretty good. What other commercial did I
didn't
like?
like any of them.
Somebody did like Super Bowl winners and losers commercials.
They did a Brady Bunch commercial for Snickers.
Marsha. That wasn't very funny.
No.
But, you know, I never watched the Brady Bunch. Did you watch Brady Bunch?
Yeah.
Then they had like the reenactment of like the Boston tea revolt.
I saw that one. Wasn't really impressed.
Wasn't impressed. They're like,
For once, the game had more of my attention than the commercials. Because that's how much I like the commercials. Were not good.
Yeah, the commercials. Listen, TV providers, advertisers, you guys really missed this. They really took it too seriously. I don't know why that they like. Why would you make this such a somber TV commercial? Like, did everybody have this idea in their head? Well, who were the big advertisers? I only saw one Doritos commercial, and I saw also older commercials on. Oh, I also saw older commercials on the actual show, like older
Really?
commercials that already premiered.
Well, a lot of them, like, they did a sneak peek or whatever before it even started.
I
Lot
remember.
of them.
I remember. The one I really liked was a bunch of little kids saying "daddy." They were calling for their dads. And they were calling them for like help, or they were calling them to like say "I love you." Like they just kept saying "daddy, daddy, daddy." And then all of a sudden, like it was like a Dove commercial, and they say "What makes a man?" And I thought that it was, being a father makes a man. So that like I was like, oh, like that's so cute, like that's what makes a man. And they're like, no, care. So care for your skin. I was like, what? That was
didn't
so
see that
stupid. They really had me, and then they lost me. There's
Well-
another dad commercial too. Can you remember it?
No, I barely watched any of them.
Oh.
Because I already saw most of them before they came out, and then none of them were that great.
Oh, and then that Budweiser commercial. Was it a Budweiser commercial? No, it was a
Bud Light.
GoDaddy. It was a GoDaddy commercial that they pulled with a puppy in it. And I guess it was kind of like making fun of the Budweiser commercial because Siobhan actually showed it to me. Do you remember it?
No, everyone was angry because it was promoting puppy mills, which it kind of was. And this puppy goes missing, kind of, and then it finds its way back, and then it runs back into the owner's arms. And she's like, I'm so happy you came back because I just sold you on GoDaddy. And then she throws him back in the truck. And people went nuts.
Like PETA, animal
Like,
rights activists.
Yeah, basically. So they were like, we're pulling this. Okay, bye. But yeah, that was basically the Super Bowl in a nutshell. Oh, and Katy Perry's entrance and Left Shark and Missy Elliott, all that fun stuff.
I liked her show. A lot of
I
people
liked it
didn't.
too.
I think she really went above and beyond.
I
you
liked
know?
it because of Missy Elliott and her little beach balls and sharks.
The sharks were just like, dance
Okay,
with me,
Michelle.
dance with me, so I don't look. No, okay. I also liked how she was on a shooting star, and all I could think was how many memes would be made. Anyway, so that's Super Bowl Sunday told from our point of view, which isn't very helpful.
It's great.
It's great. Okay, so thank you for watching S&M Talk Sports talk show. We really haven't figured out a name yet, but catch us back next week.
Bye, everyone. I'm Siobhan.
And I'm Michelle. Peace out.